Welcome to another episode of Flirty and Thriving. It's your girl AB, and I'm sitting here with I Am YP and Kelsey Lynn. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
Now I want to jump right into you guys just did a project together, and actually I caught the live version of it at the Chicken Wing Fest in Lansing at Adobe Park. So prior to that, I had started catching wind of it because I was seeing things posted online. You guys did a music video for it, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Pretty provocative, pretty crazy, right? Was that so much fun recording that?
It was awesome. It was an amazing process. I actually reached out to Kelsey through Marty Minor. She made the connection. I've been watching Kelsey for a while now and sent it over, and luckily Kelsey liked it. She killed it, by the way, and it came together, and then we rented out a pool house in DeWitt, and we had our peoples come through, and it was magic. It was definitely amazing.
It was.
That came together fast, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I had the date first of all, I had the date, everything planned out. She didn't know it yet, but I kind of had it.
So he was already going to be part of it.
So,
right?
And it was on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday, which thankfully worked with her schedule because she's busy, and she's about to go on tour with Snow. So everything worked out perfectly in timing, and we shot it. And
so do we have a release date for that?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
So y'all have to wait for it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So obviously you're from Jackson.
Yes.
And you're from Lansing?
Yep.
Okay. Both in the music. I want to talk a little bit about kind of how you guys got started. So Kelsey, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Talk about kind of when you started realizing that you wanted to do music, even just as a hobby.
I was really, really young. I was probably like 3 years old. I started in beauty pageants, actually. Started singing.
Really?
And then as I got older and into elementary school and high school and stuff, I was in choir, did plays, stuff like that. But I didn't actually start making it into like an actual career until about 4 or 5 years ago. But, before that, I had my own, like, little studio set up at my house. It wasn't anything like this, of course, but I just worked with what I had and just been keeping at it.
So it's something that you've always done.
Yes.
Just been a part of your life forever. So what made you make the choice to kind of transition into pursuing it professionally?
I went to college for a little bit and I tried to take like that route and I just kind of realized, that like this is where my passion is. And yeah, like in this industry, it is hard, to make it.
Right. No, for sure.
But, anything's possible and life is so short, so you might as well just go for what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Don't settle.
So you write, right?
I write.
You write, you sing.
Yep.
You dance. I saw your ass. You dance.
And
and you rap.
Yep.
So how I came across you, I think maybe 2 years ago, I could be wrong on the time. I think I came across your video, is We Grindin' on YouTube.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Timing is perfect. Was this like 2 years ago? When did this come out?
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago.
I saw it and it was already blowing up. And I'm like, this is Lansing. I'm like, who is this person? How do I not know who she is? And then somehow we got connected on social, and I'm just like, I've been following kind of your career over the past 2 years, and you have definitely been growing in all areas. I feel like I've just watched the progress as a person, as an artist, as a performer, like the whole nine, while still handling your business. You got a lot of life going on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But still following your dreams, so that's amazing. I'm gonna hop over to you, YP. So how did you come into music?
Growing up in the church, it was kind of like embedded in me on both sides of my family. They're very instrumental. My grandparents on my dad's side, my grandma, she was in a group. I can't think of the name of it right now. Don't hold that against me. And then, of course, my mother and her family, my pastor was my uncle. So it started off there. I started off playing the drums at an early age.
Wait, so you know how to play drums?
A little bit.
Do you?
A little bit, yeah.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, I'm all right with it. And like Kelsey was touching on, as far as like going the college route, I actually went to college for a while, and then I'm just like, I started actually doing music while I was in college. So I started getting a little better and better. I started writing, actually. Started growing, started doing local shows around Jackson, and, the name, me and my brother, Q, we started just, expanding out, trying to do different things, and 2015 rolled around. I linked up with some people from Jackson. We were writing for Empire. One of our songs got placed on Empire, which was amazing. So that whole experience let me know that, like Kelsey was saying, anything is possible. Even being from small Jackson or even Lansing, like, you know, your talent, it doesn't matter about, you know, where you're from. Your talent can grow, and, you know, you can just accomplish amazing things.
For sure. So you write?
Yes.
You rap?
I write.
You dance?
Rap.
No.
No.
You sing?
No.
Hell no.
No. Well, you've been in the studio with me, so I studio sing, which means he takes my voice.
He makes magic.
Yeah, he definitely makes magic. Shout out to my producer Flex, man. He makes magic.
He makes magic with that voice.
Don't do me like that. Yeah. So yes.
So, but what's the process like for you? I've seen you work, so I know, like, you get an idea and it's like, that shit happens. Like, you make it happen quick. You gotta get it out. You gotta go to the studio, you gotta record, and I feel like that's your happy place, being in the studio and just creating.
Yeah. So let's touch on, like, you and I for a second. When you came to me about the 30 and Flirty Thriving, the process.
So real quick, so fun fact, he actually wrote and recorded the original intro song to my podcast. And we talked about it briefly, and you were just like, send me some keywords. And I sent you a few keywords, kind of explained what 30, Flirty, and Thriving meant to me and what the podcast was going to be about. And I promised within 3 days, it was done. And it was done so well. Originally, I was supposed to be on the track, and I was like, I don't want to mess it up. You're perfect. It's great. I don't want to mess with it. So,
So, like, how it works for me is, like, if once something is presented to me, like, it sticks in my head and it won't go away. Like, I have to get it out or else it would stay there. And I'm the type of person, like, once I do something, I need to go into the next thing. So even, like, you have another project thing we're working on.
9 to Thrive.
That you told me about. And even with my toothache, I had to go to the studio Saturday just to get it out of my brain. And it's coming together, so pay attention for that. But, yeah, that's just how the process works with me when it comes to writing, so.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what about you, Kelsey? What's your happy place? Do you, like, really just enjoy performing? Do you like being in the studio? Do you, like, you're really, I feel like there are people who are just like, I love all aspects of it, and there are people who are like him, he's like, I want to be in the studio, I want to create, and then there are other people who are like, I love being on stage, I like the feeling of the crowd and all that. I feel like, is that you?
That's me. That's me. I do love the whole process of it, you know, obviously, but yes, performing for me is definitely the best part, and, you know, like, especially when you get to the point where, like, you get in the venues that are sold out and you just see everybody out there and you can feel that energy, and it's just like, and plus, you know, you work so hard at creating these songs, you know, and you put everything that you have into it, so when you get to share it with other people, like, it's very fulfilling.
Right. And you seem really natural on stage. Like, I mean, I see you got up on the Chickawee Fist, it felt like you knew everybody in the crowd, like, you were just... No, it makes you feel like comfortable. I had people coming to me like, oh my God, they're so good. Like, that's your sister? I was like, nah, shit. I mean, I play her, but we're not related. But yeah, I mean, but I think, like, people were just like, wow, you made people feel really comfortable. So that's exciting. So what would you say, you've been doing this a couple of years, you said about 4 or 5 years ago you started taking it seriously. I just came across, we grinded 2 years ago, and I feel like in that 2 years you've grown so much, but what would you say your favorite project has been thus far to work on?
As far as, like, my songs, because like, I haven't actually put, like, a project together.
Just like, what song or what creation, whether it's a video, a song, or anything, or even a performance, what have you done that you feel like, man, that was, like, the highlight so far?
You know, honestly, like, the highlight for me, it's a toss-up, because the first time that I had ever been to Youngstown, Ohio, like, that show was, like, oh my gosh, like, I connect, because that was the day that I had met Snow, and anybody who knows me, like, Snow is, like, my hands down, like, favorite artist. I definitely look up to her. She's a huge inspiration. So to, like, actually be on the same stage as her was just so surreal, and, like, how everything, like, worked out, and she, like, because my set had got cut because she had came in the building, and they just cut me right in the middle of my song, and I was just standing there like, what am I supposed to do? So, but no, like, she had, like, seen what was going on, and she was like, hey, Kelsey, like, get back up on stage. So just to even hear her say my
your name,
I'm like, what? Yes. And it was cool, too, because, you know, like, everybody knows my girl, Lika B. Like,
hey, Lika, she here, too, y'all.
Yeah, hey, Lika. And then we got to go with her on a couple other tour dates, but when we went to Detroit specifically, like that, it was lit.
I was supposed to go to that show. I'm so sad. I was supposed to go to that show, and then life happened, and I couldn't make it, and I was so pissed because I was really, really looking forward to seeing you perform. Then that was, what, like 5 months ago or so? Yeah.
Yep, back in May.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now you're about to go on tour with her, right?
Yep.
How the hell did that happen? How do you go from like a random you just performing and then your set gets cut short and now you're going on tour with her?
You know, to be completely honest, like I would still like to know that myself. I'm just like, I don't even understand how like I got this opportunity because like, you know, Snow is very I don't know what word to use. She's just very like focused and, you know, selective about who she allows to do her events with her, and I totally understand why. So for her to like give me that opportunity is just absolutely insane.
That's amazing. I had seen and heard her before and was like, oh, she's really dope, but hadn't really followed her until I started really paying more attention to you and seeing how influential she was to you. So I started paying more attention. I had looked at her stories, I think yesterday and the day before that, and I was like, wow, the selectiveness. Like, she seems very, very just down to earth, very real. She doesn't want to get over on artists, up and coming artists. She wants people to have an opportunity, and I feel like you embody a lot of that too. Like, I see you giving back to the community. Even when you did the show at the Chicken Wing Fest, you're like, I want all my people to have their time, and like you really put everyone on. So I can definitely see that influence from her to you, because watching her, it was like, they're so similar. So it makes sense that you're on tour with her. That's so exciting. You actually leave tonight. And you're on tour for how long?
I will be gone until the 19th, and then we come back home for a little bit, and then we are going out to Brooklyn and NYC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That is so exciting. So, YP, I know you've got a lot of projects that you're working on. You're trying to get the Getting Ready Volume, was it Volume 1?
Mm-hmm.
Getting Ready Volume 1, and that's a handful of songs, right? Tell me about that project and what kind of inspired that.
Well, actually, what inspired it, I can't really pinpoint what inspired it, quite frankly, but it just started coming and different songs, and it's basically about just girls, you know, when they're getting dressed, they're getting ready, just that type of stuff, that whole type of feel. I want to take them through, like, you know, the party phase where they're like, hey, I want them to actually think a little bit. I got a couple conscious songs on there, a couple freaky songs, you know, but it's just the whole process of a woman actually getting ready, laying out her clothes on the bed, in the mirror, dancing, feeling sexy, feeling good, you know, so that kind of, well, I guess that's kind of the inspiration, kind of, sort of. So yes, that's that, and then Super Freak is going to be headlining that, and then that's going to open up the doors for the rest of the songs that come about. So
nice.
Yeah.
So what would you say over the next year or two, if you could, you know, kind of lay out what your year or two plan is, what you'd like to do musically? What would you say that looks like?
First of all, I want to make sure that the business aspect of INYP is solid. When you look around, like, that's, to me, that's like for me, that's the most important thing, is making sure the business aspect is good. More importantly, just writing, because that alone could, you know, get whoever else next, like me and you were discussing, like, maybe I don't need to be the face. Maybe I can find somebody who's a little bit younger or whatever. Age doesn't matter, but, you know, you get what I'm saying.
In the industry, it matters.
Yes, yeah. So, you know, get somebody, have them write for them, and keep it moving from there. So, yeah, that's if I had to lay it out, just be a songwriter. That's it. You know what I mean? And still get, hey, cash out me that.
Yeah.
Cash out me that while we about to fly out, watch Kelsey perform with Snow.
right.
It'd be good, you know? So, yeah.
And what would you say over the next year or two, what would your ideal path look like? Where do you hope to see yourself? Thinking of where you came from, when you first recorded that Week Grinding video and you started seeing it pick up on the numbers, until now, you're fucking going on tour with Snow. Like, how do you see the next 2 years laying out for you?
Honestly, there's no telling. Because I'm going to be completely real with you right now. I didn't think that I would even get to this point, you know? And I deal with, like, a lot of anxiety issues. So, like, when I first started doing shows, like, I wasn't sure how I would be able to handle being around so many people and be, like, the center of attention.
Yeah.
I mean, 15 minutes at first felt like it was, like, an hour because, you know, but a year from now, I mean, I hope to be, you know, numbers obviously going up, traveling more, doing more shows at venues, and then eventually, you know, arenas.
Absolutely.
So, you know, sky's the limit.
For sure. So let me ask you this. Okay, you're white or Mexican or both?
I'm Native American. And
okay.
white.
So okay.
But a lot of people think I'm Mexican.
Yeah. So, and I asked that because you rap and stuff, and I know that coming into that, it's different. Like, sometimes people have their initial, you know, speculations or judgments or whatever. Have you experienced any of that, especially online with anybody's? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been called a culture vulture. I've been called all types of stuff, you know? And at the end of the day, like, I feel like, you know, there is a culture aspect to it, absolutely, which I completely respect. But I also believe that, like, music is for everybody.
For sure.
Like, it's a way for me to express myself. And if that means, you know what I mean, being in the hip-hop industry, you know, like, I'm just going to be me.
Absolutely.
And that's all I want to be.
Right.
Like, I just want to be me, and either people are going to like it or they're not. And
so how did you deal with some of those comments at first? Were you were you blown away? Like, what is wrong with people? Or you just kind of already knew it was coming? And
I mean, I kind of a bit of both.
Yeah.
You know, but at first, you know, I did let it get to me, because I can't lie. Like, I've wrote songs about it. But at the end of the day, it's like, I have so much going on, so I don't have time.
Got too much positivity to entertain the negativity.
Yep.
Let
And
Perfect.
I really gotta stay focused,
Absolutely.
especially right now.
For sure.
So.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So let me see what time it is. So we don't have too much time. I want to give you guys an opportunity to leave any last comments, let people know where they can find you, online, download music, anything like that. So we'll start with YP.
First of all, you can find me on Instagram, YP Music. Also YouTube as well as YP Music. Facebook, I have a Facebook music page, YP Music as well. So a lot of music will be coming as far as for download purposes. Watch out for Super Freak, that's coming as well. So.
Okay, cool.
Hey. You can follow me on IG at Kelsey Lynn Music, and on Facebook, Kelsey Lynn Official. I'm also on Twitter, which I haven't really been paying much attention to, but you know, if you want to follow me, go ahead and follow me. It's Kelsey L Music, and you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, pretty much every platform.
And you can find her on tour.
And on tour. Go get your tickets at snowtheproduct.com. Me and Lika B are going to be turning up with Snow and Juju. Let's get it.
Okay, and just another quick shout out to Kelsey Lynn Music Studio. If y'all looking for podcast space or studio space or anything like that, I'm going to put his link in the description so y'all can hit him up. Thank y'all so much.